Oh, there was a thing. So what was the deal here? Bipsmith. Shoot on up it. Oh. Oh, interesting. Huge amount of food in various stages of decay. Maybe somebody's trying to start a compost heap? That would be the charitable explanation anyway. Ah, you dig through the trash and find a single item of non-trash. You got an item, the jumbo shrimp fork. This fork is too large to eat even the largest possible shrimp with, and it's made of solid silver. Rich people make no sense. Extra damage against cows and other demonic creatures, but the damage isn't that great. Smells like coal, but it's empty. The remains of a coal delivery man. His bones are charred, as though he were burned in some kind of a coal man stove. Gun Manor carriage house key. Oh, that was for the place that I unlocked. Wow, this is some hedge maze. Sure is. Reminds me of when I was a kid. Pa and the neighbors would build a maze out of hay bales for us to run around in come fall. Oh, fun. Ours didn't have monsters in it, though. Probably for the best. Wild tea bush. Tea service with tea leaves. It's a meat bush. You didn't think they could grow in this climate. 300 meat. It's a Frisco poppy. Mysticality. For eating it? Smoking it? I don't know what. This arch is overgrown to the point of impassability. Undergrow it. Look at that crazy thing? Jeez. Tokens only. Make a wish. You hold the token over the well. Try to think of something to wish for. After a few seconds, you accidentally drop the token into the well without making a wish. Dang it, I wish I had that token back. Here from times, and a rope appears on the wishing well's crossbeam. How about that? Alright, well that leads down to the cellar. Let's herbicide this. Okay, now let's go back. Oh, it just leads right down here. It's that token you dropped into the wishing well. That wish was an accident anyway, so you feel entirely justified in taking your token back. I guess I'm gonna keep going through here somewhere. Because what I want is coal. Uh-oh. The Lost Woods, you say? Weird, this bush seems to be full of pinto and kidney beans. You didn't think those grew on bushes, and you especially didn't think they both grew on the same bush. These things are more aggressive than most of the foliage you've encountered. Except maybe that holly bush you fell into when you were 3. Is this gonna be bad? It might be. Shoot science pistol! Shrubbery bat, shrubbery bat. A hedge goblin. Alright, shoot that. I will beef up. And then I don't even need to do that. I can just attack. I'm too strong for the stuff that's, you know, at the beginning of the house. Hedge fund manager? It might be. You leave, haha, those hedge monsters in a fragrant heap. Hooray. Phew, thanks. You think a gal could sit and eat her lunch in a weird hedge maze without getting accosted by monsters? What is the world coming to? You said it. Is it safe to go? I should get back to work. What do you do here? I work in the visitors center. I run the token smashing machine. We sell these little brass tokens stamped with the museum logo. You can either use them in the wishing well or run them through a machine that rolls them out flat and stamps the museum logo onto them. That's my job. It stamps the museum logo onto them again? Yeah, but they're longer after that. Huh. So do you think it's safe to leave yet? Yeah, you should be fine. The lady leaves. Get it? Leaves? You do it. You do that. This must be that hedge wizard. Hedges, heed my call! Florence doesn't like to waste battery power by shooting nothing. Retreat! You've only succeeded in kicking the hedge wizard's ass down the road a ways. It was still pretty satisfying. Let's chase that jerk down. It's a big topiary W. Maybe it stands for, why would somebody make the topiary W? At least it didn't run very far. Okay, this is getting pretty annoying. Find him and end it. H is for hedge, probably. Okay, well, at this point, he's got nowhere left to run to, assuming that weird exit portal thing behind him is exit only. So strong. Oh! Well, I was goofing off, thinking we were pretty much done. Perhaps not. Well, I'm gonna heal. And then I'll, I guess, hit him before he does anything else. Is that gonna work? Yes. My goodness. Finally! You got a wizard. You got a wizard. You got an item, the Hedge Wizard's Journal. Somebody has scrawled, "Private, do not read HW" on the spine of this journal. The Hedge Wizard's Orb. This is the orb of mystical leaves from whence the Hedge Wizard derived all of his powers, unless it was one of those the magic was inside you all along scenarios. Mysticality and 7 armor is quite a lot, even if I don't use the mysticality. What am I doing? Stay here. Yeah, instead of a tiny bear, I'll take this. Journal. It's full of terrible poetry. Here's an example. Oh. East, north, west, south, north. No, okay. East, north, W, S, W, N. Everlasting shrubbery, nobly leaf-crowned, whence comes all joy, sweet thy fragrance, wondrous thy strength, namaste, my lord. Is it always the same? Yes. Boop! Secret stash. You got an item, hedging your bets. This is the book the Hedge Wizard used to earn enough meat to become a wizard. The terminology is just a fun coincidence. Oh! Is this a good idea or a bad idea? Should probably kill the bat, because that heals up. Stun this so it doesn't do anything stupid. They did kind of make your joke, yeah. Easy come, easy go. Oh, I see. That's just for fighting. Oh, and the HW is for Hedge Wizard. Alright, so it was east, north, west, south, west, north. Touch it. The hedge straightens up and speaks. Not you again. Wait, you're not him? Shoo. No, I'm Mentor. Nice to meet you. I'm the Hedge. The Hedge? Yeah, the Hedge. The source of all the magic in the maze, yada yada. Boy, I can't tell you how glad I am to see somebody besides that dorky wizard. Did you? Yep, I took care of him. Thank you. I made the mistake of granting him a boon, and he started treating me like a god or something. Coming around day after day, prostrating himself before me like a huge dweeb. Just awful. I mean, sure, I'm powerful and all that, but it's not like I did anything to get this way. I mean, I'm rooted to the ground for heaven's sake. I just grew this way. Anyway, you mentioned a boon? Oh, sure. I guess I owe you that much for getting rid of that clown. There you go. Bends towards you and touches you with one of his bows. Boon of the Hedge. +3 to all stats. Thanks. Don't mention it. Now I should be getting back to my business. You can see yourself out, right? Yep, bye. You leave him alone. You wouldn't want him to think you're some kind of dweeb. Alright, so we still want coal, right? Oh, hey, a lab. Check it out. Florence starts excitedly poking around the workbenches and shelves. They must have been doing some real good science down here. I don't even recognize half this stuff. Okay, well, don't accidentally blow us up or anything. Psh, relax. I have an advanced degree in tinkering and fiddling. You assume that these 3 boxes all contain the same thing, but you don't know what it is. The workbench is littered with scrap metal and little canisters labeled Bismuth, do not eat. Hey, Florence, can you make a Bisquick bomb out of this stuff? Bismuth, come on, man. It says it right on the containers. Fine. Can you make it, though? Hell yeah, I can. Stand back and watch a master at work. Stand back, etc. Florence goes to town with a hammer and pliers and comes back with a metal sphere. It has a grinning skull painted on it and a big red button on the side. Well, that's properly intimidating, at least. And it ain't just a pretty face. Groovy. This is a bomb which Florence assures you is safe unless you're a coal-based phantasm, and you're not one of those as far as you know. It's a chart with all 76 elements on it, including scandium, sodium, and tellurium. They even left rooms for ones that haven't been discovered yet, like shunan, fernium, and drurium. And they randomize it. It's a workbench with a device on it. This device clearly has a purpose, but you can't fathom what it is. Maybe that blueprint on the wall there could help you. No, I will fiddle with it more. Oh well. Complicated blueprint. It's a device for reducing the loudness of gunfire. A silenter, if you will. Okay. I need stuff in general. You don't really know much about gunsmithing. So you just kind of randomly cram pieces together until you have something gun-shaped. You got an item. The worst gun. Who's got 2 thumbs and is lucky they haven't been shot off yet because of this inexpertly constructed gun? You. You've done enough damage here. Cures poison. Cool. This substance cures poisoning by making you vomit, but luckily medical science has confirmed that vomiting is the cure to basically every type of poisoning. This medicine is so expensive it has a gold cross on the label. Science stuff. It's mine. Oh, okay. That was it. I found something for you. I love sciencey junk. Thanks. Don't mention it. Wow, a thezonone-coated diode. Oh, her gun damage has been increased, and she got a new skill. Enlightenment field. How's Mrs. Gunn's lab treating you, Florence? It's great. The one problem I have with it is that all her hammers are metric. Oh, weird. Right? But generally speaking, if I need a hammer, it means things have gone pretty far south. So now we can go defeat the... I forgot that there was coal down here. Just it was being... Okay, go for it. Better cover your ears and eyes. And, well, just cover your entire head. Let her rip. Surprised you followed me in here, despite the spiders. Yeah, well, if there's one thing I hate more than spiders, it's missing out on a chance to shoot accelerated protons at some... But you didn't get to do that. You just threw a bomb instead. This isn't just a trickle of coal, it's the whole huge pile. You could disappoint so many kids on Crimbo morning with this amount of coal. Big old cart of coal. This coal is funkier than coal from Mecca, but not as funky as coal from Medina. There's coal under the weird machine now, so everything should be ready to go with whatever the weird machine does. Press it then. Oh, I got tea. Tea service with tea. A steaming pot of tea and all the cups you need to serve it to a maximum of 4 sophisticates. You pour a little bit of boiling water on the dirt floor, making hot mud. The boiler is living up to its name quite nicely now. Now it should be warm up here. Aha! Turning on the boiler solved our ice problem. My scientific hypothesis has been proven correct. But we don't have direct evidence connecting the ice to... Don't you try and pull a post hoc ergo propter hoc on me. I'll shoot you with my science rifle. In that case, I totally agree with you. Let's hunt us some ghosts. Did I pronounce that right? Post hoc ergo propter hoc? Propter? It's a word. Only authorized and trained personnel may operate this elevator. Try it anyway. Are you sure? You're not authorized and you're also not trained. I'll risk it. This is crazy. It's not like a mine elevator, which is simple and safe. This is a fancy elevator. You have no idea what you're doing. You can't stop me. Okay, it's your funeral, I guess. With an elevator-shaped coffin, probably. I have to now. If I back out, then... You mess with the levers and buttons for a while, but you can't get the elevator to do anything. See? I told you this wouldn't work. Fine. Painting of an elephant. Would love this. So we got a kitchen. Still life of a fruit, technically. Don't you get smart with me. Dining room and kitchen. Go dining room first. A big rack of expensive-looking plates. It says boo. So we haven't killed a single ghost yet. We've fought things, but not ghosts. Oh geez, eating ghosts are the worst. Why, are they more dangerous? Do they eat your soul or something? No, they're just gross. Those chewing noises. Ugh, please let me shoot it. Let me check it out first. This ghost is cramming his face with invisible food. Maybe he's the ghost of an emperor? I'm not gonna do anything yet. Let's talk to... One of the museum staff is frantically serving plates of invisible ghost food to the ghost, who is shuffling it in by the fistful. He seems too busy to talk to you. Correct his manners. Hey, buddy! Hey! Huh? Come on, man. At least use a napkin or stick your pinkies out or something. Oh, sorry about that. I'm just so hungry. What's going on here? The waiter doesn't know how to make ghost food, so he's just giving me imaginary food and hoping I won't know the difference. I feel kind of bad about dragging him into this mess, so I've been pretending to eat it to humor him. I'm starving! Huh, so you need some actual ghost food, huh? Maybe I can help you out. Oh god, yes, please. Specifically what I want is a bowl of chili. A bowl of chili without a gun in it. Okay, I'll... What? That's what I'm craving. I guess it's probably because of how I died. How did you die? Well, I was eating some chili. And it had a gun in it. Did you choke? What? No, it went off and shot me to death. Look, all I know is I need to eat a bowl of gunless chili in order to satisfy my hunger and pass on to the afterlife. Okay, well, I'll see what I can do. It's a deserted dessert cart. Okay, it's not entirely deserted. It's only deserted of desserts. Just desserts. Small blowtorch. Which is used for? Making such fancy desserts as creme brulee, torched Alaska, burnt cake, and ruined tiramisu. Dang, Ma would have gone crazy to see a kitchen like this. Because it's so big? No, because it's so dusty. This ghost seems kind of sketchy. How so? Well, he's all disheveled and muttering to himself. Creepy, you know? A disheveled, muttering, creepy ghost? Gosh! Will wonders never cease? Alright, fine. There's a ghost here mumbling and muttering and yammering something about eggs? Hang on a second. You tried to poach an egg by shooting it? For dadgum, yes, that's what I did. Heck, course I did. That's how you poach an egg. Pappy didn't raise no fool. But dadgum for slugging her egg rolled out of the way of the bullet. Ricocheted off of the bottom of the cook pot and got between the peepers for dadgum. That's not how you poach an egg. What are you talking out of your head like that? Course it is. No, it isn't. Dadgummit, boy, me and my pappy and his pappy been poachers all our lives, and I know more about poaching than you ever will. Okay, but that's not the same kind of poach. What's all this dadgum sass mush talking, boy? Poaching's poaching. I'm going to prove you so wrong as soon as I figure out how. Chili spices? Awesome. This is one of those pre-assembled spice mixtures for cheaters. Don't judge me. Oh. You again! Think you can teach my granny to poach eggs by dadgum? I've had it with you and your weird obtuseness about cooking. No, I'd like to prove it to him. That explains... Somebody left the ice room door open. That explains the ice. I'm going in first. Oh, I'm not. Now I will go inside. Hey, hi, excuse me. You seem to be trapped in a block of ice. That was just what I wanted to talk to you about, actually. Can you get me out of here somehow? Between the whole frostbite thing, I'm supposed to be running... Besides the whole frostbite thing, I'm supposed to be running the elevator. And there aren't any proper stairs in this crazy place, so that's kind of important. How about a whole lot of fire? No, we'll just use the dessert blowtorch. I could get you out with this blowtorch. Whoa, what blowtorch? Jeez, be careful with that. You turn the knob and spark the flame, which turns out to be about as big as that of a cigarette lighter. Okay, fine then. Over the next 45 minutes, you use up the entire tank of butane, but manage to melt the ice enough that the lady can break free of the ice. Thanks, I gotta get back to my elevator, but come see me and I'll let you ride for free. There's a charge to ride the elevator? No, just like I said. Job well done. Frozen goods of unknown composition and provenance. Magimec brand deep freeze unit. Okay, so nothing else then. At this point, all we can do at this point is go to the second floor. Why just the second floor? The button for the third floor is missing. I'll bet anything the old housekeeper took it and hid it in some hilarious place. She loved wordplay. That's why they fired her. That and all the stealing important things and hiding them. The button for the third floor is missing. She hid it in some hilarious place. Does it have something to do with these paintings? Mustn't it? No, maybe it's... No, whatever. They got a library. You do much reading, Susie? Well, sure. Broadcast radio ain't been invented yet, and TV's half a century away, so what else are you gonna do on a ranch after sundown? Yeah, I hear you. What's your poison? Well, Ma was into Jane Austen and the Bronte sisters, so they were mostly what we had around. They're alright, but a bit hoity-toity for my taste. I like Frankenstein better, and that Poe fella. Truth be told, though, I think I've seen enough actual horror to last me a while. Wouldn't mind a Tea Party book these days. I can dig it. The bottom edge of this frame looks thicker than the other edges. Wait, that's the Banksy thing that was just shredded. I say just, but it was, I guess, probably right around the same time that this game came out. A painting of a complicated shape. Faded Oasis would love it. It's a painting of some folks at a cafe back east. A messy stripe of brightness on a dark background. You don't know what these cans mean, but you know they mean it 12 times. Abstract buddies. A book is a terrible thing to not read. It's a big dictionary on pedestal. Could come in handy if someone tells you to look up something in your Funkin' Wagnalls. Look something up. What do you want to look up? I don't... Wait, I can't type in capital letters? Alright, sure. You look up I don't know in the dictionary. I don't know. A policeman with a French radish. Good. This ghostly librarian is glaring at you as if daring you to make a noise. Excuse me, but shh. Sorry, I was just shh. Okay, so that's good. I suppose it will do. Now, what was your question? Doesn't matter. I've decided to just attack you. Can you help me with some No, I was wondering how you died. I was wondering... Shh. I was wondering how you died, if it's not too personal a question. I was caught in the crossfire in a library shootout. Wow, what happened? A pair of ruffians got into a heated argument over the comparative merits of Anton Chekhov versus Henrik Ibsen, and when they started shooting, I attempted to step in and stop them. I simply won't abide gunfire in my library. It's too loud. What was the point of their contention? I don't recall the particulars. I just remember the Chekhov fan shouting, "Remember that gun I showed you in Act 1 before opening fire? The noise was dreadful." Chekhov's gun. That's your only objection? Noise? That's quite sufficient. I won't tolerate noise of any stripe, and certainly not gunfire. I'll see what I can do. Well, that's a lot of books. That sure is a lot of books. There's a guy here lying trapped underneath a large book. You okay under there? No talking back there. No idea where to start. I mean, I guess I could fight all... I imagine there's gotta be, like, an achievement for not shooting any of the ghosts, right? Solve all of their problems with science and smartness instead. Painting is covered by a sheet. Is it gonna be the letter B? A bunch of T's in a bunch of various typefaces. Ats. This one is more avant-garde, I guess. Tats. These are the 3 kinds of tattoo that have been invented so far. Stats. It's a list of statistics about the gallery. That's a lot of statutes. It's a list of all 45 states, including Iowa, Indiana, and Arkansas. You wonder what'll get annexed next. Maybe it'll be Gaschufornia territory. Because of course it's random every time. Wait a minute, the plaque said there were only 3 statues in here. It did, didn't it? Yes, it did. I'll investigate in a moment. A list of boring laws from before the cows came home and everything got fun again. More laws, each one more complex and boring than the last. It's a smorgasbord of legalese, and you're not hungry. You peer closely at the statues until you find the one that you're pretty sure is just a guy covered in flour. Yeah, I'm very much enjoying it. Hey buddy, what are you doing? Look, I'm 95% certain you're a real person, not a statue. What are you up to? I'm a statue, go away. Okay, now I'm 99% sure. Go away. What's your name? Paul, go away. Hi Paul, I'm Mentor. What are you doing? I'm pretending to be a statue so the ghost won't get me. Go away, you'll blow my cover. Okay, let's see what I can do. Objection! Huh? What are you objecting to? Your face overruled. What's your problem anyway? It's legal stuff. So, alright, well, eventually I will learn gun law. And we'll see what's going on there. Try me. Fine. What's the maximum legal caliber for a civilian handgun? 800. 800? Try again when you actually know anything about gun law. Or anything. Nuts. Was I close? So, do I need to go to the library and look up gun law? Probably not. Air-filled pulley used in arm wrestling. What else we got? Restroom and guest rooms. I guess rich people use the bathroom one toilet at a time, just like the rest of us. Take that, irresponsible wealth. A medicine cabinet, which is a cabinet for storing medicine. Interesting, what's inside? Why, ointment, that's what's inside. Old-timey ointment. This is a tube of medicinal ointment old enough that it contains every single ingredient the government has ever banned. Wow, it's quite a bit of armor and resistance. It's a fancy vanity, and it reminds you of your own fancy vanity. You pry the biggest and most visible chunks of wax out of your ears. Nice. What's this? It's like a normal bathtub, but the faucet is up really high, and there's a curtain around it. Take the curtain. Is it going to say boo on the other side? No. It's curtains for you! This is actually just a white sheet. The shower was invented so recently they haven't really figured out what these things should be yet. This door is barred, and therefore, so are you from entering. The ghostly clerk runs, or hovers, quickly, over to you. No, no, dear, I'm sorry, but I can't let you do that. Why not? What's in there? A customer. He hasn't paid his bill, so I was forced to lock him in there until he does. I know that seems mean, but one has to take a firm hand with these things. How much does he owe you? 500 meat. How is he supposed to get the meat to pay you if you won't let him out? That's a fair question, dear, but that's on him, I'm afraid. I'm not paying that. This door is locked. Really seems like there'd be a door here. You start to open the door, but the ghostly clerk swoops in and blocks your way. Oh, hey now, sorry, dear. I can't let you go wandering in there. Why not? What's in there? A tenant. They've paid for the room, and they seemed rather a quiet, private sort, so I won't have you disturbing them. Oh, fine. Okay, what about the two? Wait for the clerk to look the other way, then quietly pick the lock. I'm going in. This table is stationary, but there's no stationery on it. Two different spellings. The mirror on this vanity doesn't work. Are you sure? Maybe I'm a vampire. Dangerously sharp leaves. You should leave them alone. They've already used that joke. Like twice in this DLC. There's a nice landscape painting on the wall. This painting of a countryside is nice, but there's nothing very interesting about it. It looks like the sort of thing you'd find hanging over the bed in a mid-priced hotel room, or a bed and breakfast, come to think of it. I guess it's a little weird that it's hanging over a stepladder instead of the bed. Maybe the last occupant was a really short art aficionado. Happy little trees. Oh hey, according to the signature, this is an original Darius Cleave. You've never heard of him. You know, now that you're looking at it closely, it seems like the painting is sticking out from the wall more than you would expect. Take it off the wall. Well, what do you know? There's another painting underneath. A painting of a safe. This house must be really old if it's got jokes of this vintage. It's a fairly realistic painting of a wall safe. It's captioned... Seshine. Is that this is not a wall safe? You take the wall safe painting off the wall. Behind it is, of course, a wall safe. Of course. You inspect the large wall safe, which is securely locked. Crack the safe. It's probably just 0451. Yep, it sure was. Is that a reference to I don't know what? The safe swings open. It's empty, apart from a rolled-up poster of Rita Hayworth from the Shawshank Redemption. The safe is still empty. Search it anyway. Determined not to have gone through all this nonsense for nothing, you carefully search the empty safe. Eventually, there's a click, and the back of the safe swings open, revealing a secret passage. I guess that explains the stepladder, finally. Go through it. It's a sewing kit, so it is. Yeah, good one. I'm glad you think so. The homophonous nature of so and so certainly is ripe for puns, yes? Is that so? Yes. Very good. Very funny. Listen, are you going to loot this container or what? Why so serious? Is the famous... The what? Oh, yeah. Well, I know that one. I didn't know that the first word was Ceci, or however you say it. Oh, no! Why so serious? Well, you're kind of driving the joke into the ground now, and it's getting really tiresome. Not really tiresome, only so-so. Just come on. This has totally stopped being funny. Is that so? Yes! Yes, it is. Are you just messing with me? Do you just not want to know what's in this? I do want it. I want it so bad. Look, Mentor, you're starting to get on my nerves now. So what? So what is that there's an item in here that you need for progression, and at this point, I'm sorely tempted to not give it to you. So don't give it to me then. Oh god, just take it, okay? Take it and get the hell out of this script. You got the item. Elevator button. Thank you so much. Please just leave. I'm not talking to you about this thing anymore. This room has a bed, but no door. What is... Oh, that's not a door. I guess that's why they call it a bedroom, and not a door room. There's some candy on the nightstand. 9 out of 10 dentists would be appalled. The armoire is bigger on the inside than it is on the outside. Go through it. Hey, now I'm in room 4. Science stuff. This plant was planted here as false evidence. Bed hasn't been slept in for a long time. No, I knew it was... I've heard of the this is not a pipe, which is... It's an interesting discussion, the whole this is not a pipe, because it's not a pipe, it's a drawing of a pipe. Very clever, whoever it was that made that. Hello there. Are you here to laugh at me? Huh? No, not at all. I wouldn't do that. No, of course you wouldn't. Nobody ever laughs. I never made a single person laugh in my entire career. That's a left turn I wasn't expecting. What was your career? I used to design gags and novelties, but I was terrible at my job. I couldn't come up with a single novel idea. This conversation seems oddly familiar. See, even my very presence is unoriginal. You're just being too hard on yourself. I bet you invented all kinds of good stuff. My best invention was fake vomit. It looks just like fake vomit, but surprise, it's real. Haha. That was the one that got me fired. Attack him. What other novelties did you invent? Will they be randomly generated, Jick? No, they're not. What other novelties did you invent? You must have had a good one. You must have had one good one. Well, I invented a can of mixed nuts that has a spring in it, so when you open it, the nuts spray out everywhere. That's kind of funny. Nobody would ever open the can because of how it said deadly venomous snakes on the label. Anything else? You know those flowers you wear on your lapel and it sprays water in someone's face when they smell it? You invented that? That's a classic. No, I tried to combine it with the chewing gum made out of hot peppers. You invented a boutonniere that maces people. Uh-huh. People seem to like those little sea monkey things, so I thought maybe I'd do that, except funnier. And then I thought, itching powder is pretty funny. You made itching powder out of brine shrimp? No, they're aquatic. It wouldn't work. I used spider eggs. Oh my god. I tried to make an ultra-realistic stink bomb using pure methane gas. It turns out pure methane is actually odorless. That isn't why farts smell bad. Also, it's extremely flammable. You know those fortune-telling fish, the little cellophane things that curl up in your hand to predict the future? I do not. What is that? I don't know how it happened, but mine were 100% accurate and it was always terrible news. I tried to improve on the classic rubber chicken. Let me guess. Not rubber? Good guess. Once I made some glasses that let you see through people's clothes. Wow! Right down to their skeletons. Huh. Well, okay, well, that's still pretty cool. Except for the part where they get cancer, yeah. Told you all the ones I can remember. I can tell them to you again if you want. No, that's okay. Alright, now how do I help you? No, go back. Yeah. How did you die? I was working on a new invention, an exploding cigar. I thought that would be pretty good. You light a cigar and it's fine for a second, but suddenly it goes off with a big bang and you jump in surprise and everybody laughs because you nearly had a heart attack. Funny, right? Sure. I hit a snag in development, though. Now, I never thought about it, but, like, Looney Tunes, you would see that, right? The exploding cigar. Was that ever a real thing? Was that, like, a real... That was a real prank, probably, and that they were just referencing it. Well, I figured I'd use gunpowder for the explosive, and you can buy it already packed into these little brass cartridges, so that seemed convenient. You mean bullets? My first test one was a real mess, I can tell you that. But if you put it's not like putting a bullet in a cigar and then lighting it would cause the bullet to shoot you. Alright, well. So anyway, now I'm a failure and I'm dead. Maybe I can help you out. What do you mean? Well, your initial idea was pretty funny, I guess. It's just your execution that was the problem. My execution was the problem? Huh, you're a laugh riot. Maybe you could help me after all. See if I could figure something out, but I don't know what it will be. But I do know that I have the elevator button. Okay, go to the 3rd floor. Sure, why not? Mr. Gunn. A curious gaze. Formidable tusks. It looks so calm, so tame. Oh, is this a reference to the 6 classes? Nope, maybe not. You always hated these things. Damn, this is a nice painting. He's all ears. This sunflower was enchanted to not need natural light, so now it's an unflower. Guess this must be the kids' rooms. I wonder what happened to them. You okay, Susie? Oh, geez, I'm sorry. Don't worry about it. Go on ahead and have a look around. I'm gonna hang back for a spell. This is the Kurtzfitz music. You do not trust this horse one bit. It's a blank chalkboard. Write something. You monster! Why would you write that? It's a doll mine. How adorable. Just look at all the little miners and mine carts and mine shafts and bowls of minestrone. But what's this? There's a tiny stick of dynamite stuck in a little borehole. This toy is interactive. Did you know that firecrackers are just tiny sticks of dynamite? And that this is an even tinier one? And that a pumpkin is technically a berry? Is that last one true? It must be. It is in a video game. Do I just go give him that? Let's do it. Let's do it. 2nd floor. Let's do it. Oh, I need to actually make the cigar. Full of baby supplies you don't understand, like bottle blankets and feeding cloths. The composition of this painting is bad in every way. Looks like this is where the creepy music is coming from. This teddy bear has been comprehensively and enthusiastically disemboweled. This stuffing would be perfect for making a silenter. Sorry, Teddy, this is for the greater good. Got an item. Wad of stuffing. Gun Manor Toddler's Room. A toy box. Who knows what horrors it contains? Let's find out. Got an item. Stuffed gun. Less macabre than you were expecting. This is not at all effective as a gun, but it's also not at all effective as a bludgeon. Wooden box with letters on them. This is more of a 3.5 poster bed. This guy has a smile frozen on his face, and his eyes dart around in panic as he pretends to sip tea. One eye twitches as he tries to whisper to you out of the corner of his mouth. What's that? A drop of sweat rolls down his brow, and he stares at the little ghost, who doesn't seem to have noticed. Still not getting it. Can you speak up? His hands are shaking. If he were holding an actual teacup, it probably would have shattered by now. He hisses at you through clenched teeth. Sorry, I can't understand you. Bye. This little girl ghost is serving imaginary tea to her guests. The doll, while terrifying, is largely indifferent. The museum employee, on the other hand, is playing along with a rictus grin on his face. The little girl wears an annoyed and disappointed frown. Hello there, my name's Mentor. Can I join your tea party? If you want, I guess, but it's a terrible tea party. What's wrong? You aren't having any fun? All I have is dumb, made-up tea. I want a proper tea party, like Mama took me to. Tell me more about that party. We went to a real tea room. It was so pretty. There were vases with flowers in them, and everyone was all dressed up in suits and pretty dresses, and there were white china teacups for the tea. Real tea, not imaginary. Well, that sounds very nice. It was. I was so nice, and everyone was so polite and charming and elegant. Well, until the fighting started, anyway. Uh-oh. There was a fight? Well, two of the gentlemen there got into an argument. I don't know what it was about, but I guess one said something the other one didn't like, and was so insulted he threw the tea right in the first man's face. And then they took their guns out and started shooting at each other right there in the tea room. They were still really elegant, though. They had little silver and ivory pistols, and they kept their pinkies out the whole time. Anyway, I don't remember the rest very well, except one of them missed the other and shot me by mistake. I'm so sorry. Thanks, but it's alright. Heaven's supposed to be really nice. Oh god! Oh god, I have the goblet of blood. Am I going to give it? From the tea party quest that you do in the real world, outside of the DLC. Heaven's supposed to be really nice, but I guess I don't mind so much. But I didn't get to finish my tea party, so I want to have another one before I go. Except I don't have any tea, and make-believe tea isn't fun anymore. I mean, I do have the tea to finish the quest properly. How about this? Oh, good. Okay. Will this do? No. This is fine. Alright. I'll give you the... I'll make tea from your tiny bones. How awful. That's wonderful. Thank you. She serves the tea, and the four of you... Well, okay, not the doll. Sip it with your pinkies extended in genteel fashion. Then, with a giggle and a wave, she fades away. Rest in peace, kiddo. Oh, thank God. I thought that would never be over. Look at me. I'm shaking like a leaf. Kind of a freaky situation, right? Having to deal with little kids freaks me out bad enough. Having to interact with the ghost of one was horrifying. Anyway, thanks for the rescue. I need to get back to work. What do you do here? I run the candy counter in the visitor center. Oh, but he hates kids. And I can't take the doll. Alright, well, it is past 9. It's time for us to finish up. We will return to this game on Thursday to play some more of it. There is plenty more Spider Manor to explore. And then we still, I guess, I'll beat the game the normal way, too. So, a couple more days of this, easily. And then Saturday, come by for the finale of The Room 3. And then I don't know what I'll replace that with. Have a good night. You guys, booed night.